I wanna preface this by saying, may this lady rest in peace. And I'm not making fun of anybody who's dead, because I'm plus size, and when I die in 100 years, I'm gonna get out the house. Okay. But when I seen this story, okay, the mama is pissed. Okay, the mama is pissed because when her daughter passed away in the house, her daughter happened to weigh 850 pounds. The daughter died in the house, okay? And she was upset because it took the EMS people a long time to get her out of the house. And I'm gonna preface that by saying this. I watched 911. I watched all 911, the TV show, whatever. I watch different stuff, and we see all of these crazy situations and how can they fix it, or whatever. We already know. But I feel like it's not probably a standard practice that EMTs or even coroners, I don't know how often they deal with people who weigh that much. So sometimes they gotta figure shit out. But the mama was pissed. Let's listen.
So contagious laughter.
Carolyn Alvario's daughter, Cassandra Ortiz, passed away a week ago. But remembering the light she brought to this home got clouded by what happened there after she died.
I don't wish what we're going through. I don't wish that on anybody.
The Milwaukee County Medical Examiner says Ortiz weighed 850 pounds. Alvario says because of her weight, no one had the capacity to handle the case.
Now, does that mean the county needs to update their practices? They need to factor into consideration that people who are plus size would die, and you need to make sure that there is some kind of protocol to get them out of the house. I do think that needs to happen as well, but I also feel like sometimes they don't know what to do.
At a funeral home that would take her.
It took nearly 12 hours to move Ortiz out of the home.
To walk in that room and just keep seeing her there. And it's like, oh my God, when are they going to get my baby out of here? They need to get her out of here.
The owner at Church and Chapel Funeral Home, Ted Larson, wanted to help. The Cudahy Fire and Police Department and Larson's team eventually moved Ortiz.
There were at times 20, 30 people in this house trying to help this family address this situation.
Larson says there isn't a crematory in the Milwaukee metro area large enough. Ortiz had to be transferred to Illinois. But because the fire department was called to a fire, Ortiz remained in that van overnight for safety reasons.
Now I said, how the fuck that happened? I said, how the hell that? Look, I'm trying to be respectful on both sides of things, because I feel like you have to have respect for the dead. Now, when shut up. What? No, wait a minute. Why would you say that?
Why would she say that?
Don't make me laugh. Don't make this is a serious situation. And it made me laugh. Anyway, but I can start walking in there. But I remember when my Aunt Willie passed away years ago at home. And it did take, a couple hours for the coroner to come get her from the house. That's why some people say when a person passes away at home, that it's not like an instant, we gonna come take the body right now. Sometimes it takes a while. When my dad passed away, he had a heart attack at home, and luckily, I can't say luckily, but the ambulance took him to the hospital he worked on. So luckily, he died at the hospital. But sometimes if you pass away at home, it do take people. It takes them some time to come get a body. And I'm not trying to be funny, shade or nothing, but 850 pounds, that is a lot for probably the people. And I'm like, child, they in some, what was that? Child, they down in Milwaukee somewhere. And so it may not happen. Now, once the 20-30 people got her out the house, I do feel like leaving her body in the truck overnight, now that was wrong. Okay, go put her somewhere. Because even if y'all could not cremate her immediately, get 2 tables, put them together, and sit her wherever you sit their bodies at the morgue. I do feel like there was no reason for her. Now, devil's advocate, I'm like, did they not have the manpower to lift her because of the fire? Okay, so I'm like, question to y'all people: if it's that lady daughter, and I feel like it's so many different ways to look at it, because no one wants their loved one sitting in a truck or a van overnight, just like left, like like roadkill. You know what I'm saying? No one wants that. At the same time, you know what I'm saying? I can't with y'all, because I'm trying to be the professional here, and y'all is not helping me. Okay, I need y'all help me, help me. Okay, I just I don't know. I want to. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, let me. Y'all,
myself and my colleagues were not capable to take her from our van and to put her onto any type of table that could be large enough to accommodate her.
With her having sat so long in the bed and having sat so long in the van, even if we wanted to, we couldn't do a funeral.
Alvario urges other families to pre-plan.
Beautiful soul, contagious laugh.
Now, that's all that is said. I feel like, because it's not funny. Like, her death ain't funny. Her death is not funny at all. But I do feel like there are pieces to this that are unfortunate. And they said, because I think someone said, how did she pass away? They said she passed away from obesity. She passed away from morbid obesity. Her mama, says it was hard to accept the fact that she had died, but harder having to watch her body sit in the house because they couldn't get her out. But I'm looking like, this is also my thing. Okay? I feel like I would say, well, ma'am, when your daughter would leave the house, how did she leave the house? Who helped her leave the house? And the mama said, well, she didn't leave the house. Well, ma'am, if your daughter couldn't leave the house while she was alive, it's even harder for us to get her out when she's passed away, because no shade, y'all know dead weight is heavier than the live weight. And the only issue I find is I feel like at some point when you, like, I had saw a story on the news, it was another lady, a black lady, and she was also 850 pounds, and she lived in an apartment building, okay? And she lived on the 8th floor, and they were saying that she was taken to the hospital, but then she was about to be released, and the apartment folks said she can't come back here and live up on the 8th floor because it's a fire hazard. Meaning, if a fire break out, bitch, we can't get her out of here. So I do feel like there is this ignored portion for fat people, okay, once you get to a certain fat size, if you can't leave the house, you have to make a plan for if you die, you call some people and say, hey, I need to set it up to where if I die, this is the process to get me out the house. I told y'all from when my bio dad passed away, it is the stuff you learn that you have to think about that needs to be handled if you gone. Don't leave that stuff for other people to have to deal with. And a part of that also includes if you happen to be an 800-pound person, your mama can't lift you out the house. She can't. Your mama can't do that. You know what I'm saying? So I do feel like at some, like medically, the same way that we know people who have cancer and we know they're dying and they're going to die. Okay. They make plans because they know they're going to die and stuff. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that should be a healthy conversation of, hey, I'm 800, not me, her. Hey, I'm 850 pounds. Mama, we have to have a plan. Because, mama, you can't lift me. I can't lift me. I can't get myself out the house. And it's unfair to leave that puzzle piece to be figured out to the 911 people, okay, for them to figure out, well, damn, how can we get this person out the house? Man, woman, whatever. Not only that, the fact they said it ain't no crematorium that can cremate. It has to be a plan. So I get the mama being upset and mad because that's her daughter and she left her daughter. That's cool. And I 100% get it. But if you can't get out your own house, how can you expect somebody else to do it? It's different if it's a person who's like they just in a wheelchair, okay? But they can get through the door, you know. But once we get to people where you can't fit through the regular size door, you and your family really should make a plan so that way, God forbid, when you die, if you die, they're gonna die, they know what to do. Because if a house is on fire, it's a fire. Okay, and the firefighters had to come get you out your house because you died, but it's a fire somewhere else. People who house is on fire will be pissed if their house burned down and they died in the fire because the firefighters is up in lifting up the plus size woman to get her out the house. You know, so I feel horrible for the mama, but I also feel like I can say because I'm fat. I can say it. If you fat and you can't get out your house, please make a plan so that way your family are not trying to figure out how to get you out the house. You not having to sit in the house for 13 hours and wait for 20 people to get you out the house. You know what I'm saying? You not waiting for them to find out where your body can go and you sitting outside, you know, or whatever. To me, this parent should not be able to sue anybody because no tea, no shade, no tea, no shade. Ma'am, you knew how big your daughter was before she died. And somebody has to make that kind of plan. The same way if a person is, you know, handicapped and they in a wheelchair, if a fire happened, what's the plan to get the person in the wheelchair out the house? You have to have that conversation. But if you have a conversation about your will. Okay, all that shit. I'm sick and tired of people not having conversations and then they die and then no one knows what to do. It's all left up in the air, and then you're pissed at, you know, city workers who they don't know how to do that. I was watching, you know, that show was the 100-pound life people or whatever. It was like, it was on TikTok, and it was a lady who she had not been able to like walk to the bathroom herself and or whatever. And for the first time, I'm gonna try and walk to the bathroom, bitch. She tried to walk to the bathroom and broke the goddamn toilet. Then she broke the toilet. She rolled and fell to the floor and got stuck Bitch, they had to call the EMS fire. It took like 4 people to get her off the floor. Because she could, and I'm like, look. I'm a firm believer in it's the limit to plus size, okay? Once you can't move, that's too big. Once you can easily walk, once you can once you can't walk around your house, it's a problem. Because if you can't walk around the house, if you cannot get up on your own 2 legs and speed walk back and forth, or not even speed, if you can't walk around, you know, it is, hey, it is, you know what I'm saying? The conversation has to happen. Okay? You don't have to run around the block, but you need to be able to be mobile. Once you are immobile, that's the issue. Unless you're just sick as hell, that's different. Okay? How not walked in. You know, it's just like okay. I just feel like, and the mama upset, and I'm like, but mama. Eventually, you knew you couldn't lift her. You knew you could not help her get out the house. Okay? You knew that if she died, someone had to come get her. And to me, it's unfair to expect, because no tea, no shade. Okay? 850 pounds, that's not regular. I'm regular plus size. Okay, I'm a regular plus size person. If I die, I can easily be lifted up and taken out the house. Okay, it ain't gonna take 20. It ain't gonna take 30 people to come get me. Okay, at all. So I feel like at some point, there also has to be a bit of accountability on. It ain't the EMS fault. It ain't the firefighters people's fault. It ain't the mortuary people's fault. I don't know if that lady had lymphedema or how she got up to 850. I don't know. I don't know that lady. What I do know is once her and her mama knew she could not get up and walk anywhere around their house and was in a room somewhere and she could not move on her own. So I'm going to Google her name. Cassandra Ortiz. I want to see where they're from. Like what state? Child, where it happened last month. Because Fox 6 from Milwaukee said the challenging funeral arrangements. Okay. I didn't mean to take all the time on here. Okay. But I'm just saying, we don't know. And I like to be sure I know stuff. Okay. And it's sad. And it says getting her the proper funeral arrangements was nearly impossible. Let me hit play. Let's see if we can do it the thing. Damn it, commercials. Okay. We're gonna watch together. We're gonna move on. Because y'all ain't seen me in a whole day, so we good. Okay.
On Fox 6, Dignity in Death. The Cudahy mother is sharing her story after her daughter died. She suffered from morbid obesity, and because of her weight, getting her to the proper funeral arrangements was nearly impossible. Christina Van Zels talked with the mother, who says it took nearly a day to get her daughter out of their home.
Beautiful soul, contagious laughter.
Carolyn Alvario's daughter, Cassandra Ortiz, passed away a week ago. But remembering the light she brought to this home got clouded by what happened there after she died.
I don't wish what we're going through. I don't wish that on anybody.
The Milwaukee County Medical Examiner says Ortiz weighed 850 pounds. Alvario says because of her weight, no one had the capacity to handle the case.
There's not a funeral home that would take her.
It took nearly 12 hours to move Ortiz out of the home.
To walk in that room and just keep seeing her there. And it's like, oh my God, when are they going to get my baby out of here? They need to get her out of here.
But I'm like, but ma'am, she had been in there the whole time. I'm just saying.
The owner at Church and Chapel Funeral Home, Ted Larson, wanted to help. The Cudahy Fire and Police Department and Larson's team eventually moved Ortiz.
There were at times 20, 30 people in this house trying to help this family address this situation.
He said, bitch, don't blame me. When that man said we had 20 to 30 people, he meant don't blame me. Don't sue me.
Larson says there isn't a crematory in the Milwaukee metro area large enough. Ortiz had to be transferred to Illinois. But because the fire department was called to a fire, Ortiz remained in that van overnight for safety reasons.
Myself and my colleagues were not capable to take her from our van and to put her onto any type of table that could be large enough to accommodate her.
With her having sat so long in the bed and having sat so long in the van, even if we wanted to, we couldn't do a funeral.
Alvario urges other families to pre-plan arrangements. She wants the state of Wisconsin to have a protocol for situations like her daughter's.
Something's got to be put in place,
so no family has to deal with the challenge during an already difficult time. Christina.
Yeah, he said, bitch, don't blame me. You can't blame me. It wasn't my fault. I didn't do it. You know, you can't sue me. Not today, not ever. And again, it's not a thing of even being like, oh, the family was done wrong. And again, I do agree that there does need to be a protocol for that. But I'm like, what if the protocol is for 600 pounds? You know what I'm saying? What is the weight limit for protocol? Is it what if their protocol was okay, we have a 600-pound protocol? They may have never had an 850-pound person. You know what I'm saying? That's just my thought process. And I told her before, live weight and dead weight is two different weights. Okay, so again, to me, it's not the city that has to have kind of plan. I mean, you should. You should. Okay. But I mean, they couldn't have a funeral. That's sad. Hopefully they had a memorial and you know, and celebrated her life. You know, that's a sad situation for your parent to have to go through. But I feel like, you know, even saying, you know, when I kept seeing her in the bed, I'm like, but where else was she? Like, before she passed away, where was she at? And again, don't make me run back through this hallway. Let's move on. I did not mean to be on that this long. Now this shit.